You can create a Google Maps place chip in your Google document for students to use to better understand the locations of things they are learning about. Maps place chips work well for settings in literature, locations of biomes and species in science, locations of important events and people in social studies, along with many other things our students are learning. I have an activity for the Detroit Underground Railroad historical sites on my screen. Students are going to visit a website and have some information about each of these locations that are listed here as being a part of Detroit's Underground Railroad stops. And I'm going to add these place chips so students can go and see where these locations are around the city of Detroit. And so what I do to do that is I click where I want the place mark to appear, and I go up to the Insert menu, slide down to Smart Chips, and over to the place. Click, and now it's telling me to type to search for the place. So I'm going to type in the name of the location. And when I see what is getting close, I scroll and look and see. And once I find what I need, I click on it. And now I have this place mark. If students hover their mouse over it, they'll get this thumbnail. If they click on the thumbnail, a side panel will open in the Google Doc where they can look at some of the pictures in the area, or they can see a little bit better the map because it'll stay open, or they can actually open it in Google Maps. And in Detroit, most areas are mapped for Street View. So once they're here, they can get the little person and drop it near the place mark. And they'll be able to look around and see what this site looks like in the present day and begin to consider and imagine and frame what it might have looked like back in the days of the Underground Railroad, but still knowing that very important people whose lives were saved because of other important people passed right through this same area of the world uh, back in the days of the Underground Railroad. Now, sometimes when you go to add a place mark, like here, where Seymour Finney has a historical marker for him, he was the owner of this Finney Hotel that was a stop on the Underground Railroad in Detroit, is on this northeast corner of State and Griswold. Well, if I click and do my Insert Smart Chip Place, and I start typing in State, Street, and Griswold, it doesn't find it. But that doesn't mean I can't put it in here or that it doesn't exist. It just means that I'm going to have to do it the other way that's available. And that is you can go directly to Google Maps, find your site that you want to use. So I'm going to type in State, Street, and Griswold. And now I actually can find it. So here it is. And I can grab this URL from the top. I'm going to go ahead and click Command C to copy it, or Control C. I'm going to go into the document and I'm going to paste it in with Control V. But then instead of Enter or space or anything else, I'm going to hit the Tab key, and that's what changes it into a place mark. And it's a little bit different in that it's named with latitude and longitude. So again, another wonderful opportunity for a lesson on latitude and longitude. But if they hover over it, they get the same thumbnail. They get the same opportunity to look at it in the sidebar or open it in Maps. And when it opens in Maps, of course, they can come into Street View, or they can look at these other images that are available. But once they're in Street View, they might be inspired to try to find that marker as to where it might be. And there it is right over there. Sadly, you can't actually read the marker in Google Street View, but maybe they could do a Google search of some sort and find what it says. I know I want to know what it says. And when I finish this video, I'm going to be looking for it. So I'm sure some of your students will feel that same way. So I hope you are already thinking about all of the amazing ways you can incorporate this into your future lessons, and I hope you will let me know what you end up developing.